Hey y'all, it's Rhegis from the MorrisMansionBlog.com. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. So happy July, everyone. I cannot believe the summer is already halfway over. But today I'm going to share with you some finds that I found when I went shopping on my birthday. I started this tradition last year on my channel. If you want to go check that out, I will put a link in the description below. But basically, I just went to a bunch of antique stores, took you guys with me, walked around, and then showed you what I found. And you guys really seemed to like it. So I wanted to do that again this year. But this year, instead of going to antique stores, I decided to go to this local business that has a really, really cute supply of just all kind of different things. Some things old, some things new, some things my style, some things completely not my style, and that's the beauty of it. And I love supporting local businesses, so they were having a sale the day after my birthday, and my family member invited me to come and check it out, and they had a lot of good things, and she offered to buy everything that I was interested in and said that was my birthday gift. So I'm going to share with you what I got. So I didn't get too much, but I'm going to save the biggest two things and probably my favorite two things for last. Okay, so first up is this oil painting that I found on the wall. This is gonna go in my daughter's room. She has this kind of floral gallery wall going on that I didn't even plan to do. She just had so many floral paintings that I had thrifted over the years or seen and we had picked up together. So now it's kind of a fun thing to add to. So I saw this. She doesn't have any ones that are in an oval shape. And she needs some smaller ones. She has a lot of big ones, but we need to fill in some gaps. So I thought this would be perfect. I loved the colors, the pinks, and then the different blooms that it has, and then the blue of the vase and the blue of the background. And it doesn't have glass. And I love the warm wood frame, but this isn't antique or anything. I'm pretty sure this is just a custom frame. And then this is an original oil painting. You can see the painter signature right there. And so I think this was about $20, was pretty good price. And I may end up painting the frame or gilding it because my daughter is not a fan of brown wood. She says she's really wanting me to paint her bed frame. I said, that's not happening, but I may be willing to paint this for her. We'll see. But this is the first thing that I got, and I just love it. The next thing I found was this lamp. And this, when we were taking all of our stuff out to our different cars, the lady that was helping us said, oh, I'm so glad someone found that. That is old toile fabric from my parents' house, and I'm really glad that someone is gonna use that and give it a second life. And I was so glad to hear that because I love doing things like that where you get, you know, something that you may not really love, but you find another use for it, you get creative, or you find a way to make something new and then you can sell it to someone who does really love it. And again, this is not a super old, but what attracted me, I'm not even sure if you can see that, but there is crazing all down this like creamy, almost alabaster colored lamp base. It has this detachable lampshade, and what first attracted me to was the blue. The second thing that attracted me was the crazing, and then the price is what solidified it. This was $35, which if you have a custom lampshade and a really pretty base in any antique store, that's well over $100. So I was really happy with that. And I can't really tell you my favorite thing about this fabric. It's kind of a wildlife fabric. It has different animals. There's little foxes and a lion. There is a deer right here. And then there's like a hunter and then a leopard, and then it kind of repeats as it goes around. So again, I thought that was really pretty. It's gonna go really well in my house. This is gonna go in my kitchen. So in our living room, we have one window that is behind our couch, and that is the only natural light that comes into that space. And I've never known how to dress up that window because it's in such an awkward space. It has a wall that is a really short wall, and the curtain rod that's there that was left here by the previous owners is all the way to the ceiling, which is something that I really like, but it's been hard to find curtains that are long enough. So when I saw these curtains, I grabbed them. These are this oatmeal color linen curtain, and they are already pleated, and then they'll hang just with these little things on a rod. So you get the pleated look, and I am well aware that I need to take a steamer to these, but these are 95 inches. I think they're just from Amazon, but 2 of these panels would have at least cost me $50 each, and I got these for $45. She had them tied together with this darling little brown ribbon, so I think I like that, and I think I might use some brown ribbon for tiebacks or something like that. So I got, I got these 2 panels for my living room. Unfortunately, I used to have a wooden bamboo shade in there, and my dog just ate it. So I do need a new shade, and then I'm going to use these curtains as kind of just like framing pieces. These are also going to be great because we have a sound system right behind the couch in the corner, and this will go over it and it will hide it, and I have really been struggling with what I'm going to do with that area, so these are perfect. As I was shopping through this really cute little store, I was trying to be really good about not picking up things that I didn't love or just have to have, or that I wouldn't buy if I were on my own. But I didn't want to be, take advantage of my family member and just buy tons of stuff and her not even realize how much she spent. But because we were spending so much there, the owner, who's a friend of my family members, brought this up to us and said, "Would you like this?" And she said, "Well, it's not my style. Let me ask Rhegis." And I said, "Of course, I love this." It is a mother and a daughter embracing in what looks like maybe the 1800s, like the Regency period, maybe Jane Austen. And it says on the back, it's got a little thing, and it says, "Madame Lebrun and daughter lived from 1755 to 1842. A friend of Marie Antoinette during the Revolution, she took refuge in various European capitals, where she painted most of her pictures, including 650 portraits alone. She is popular through human appeal of her portraits." So this is a portrait of her and her daughter. It's on this kind of ceramic base, and then the frame is built around it. And again, it may not be super old. It's probably a replica, but I love stuff like this. The muted tones and the tarnished gold frame is just my style, and I will definitely be putting this somewhere in my home. I can't wait to style. Okay, we're down to the last 2 things. I told you I didn't get much, but what I did find, I was very, very happy to find. So when I first got there, my family member was kind of taking me around and saying, "Oh, she's got this and that, and I've got a stack up front," because the shop is pretty small. Because there was a sale, there was a lot of people, and I didn't want to, you don't want to carry stuff around and like bump something off or like bump into somebody. So we would find something and then go put it with our pile up front. And not 2 seconds after that, I said, "Hey, I found something." And it was this. I'm not even sure if you're going to be able to see this completely. I will do a cutaway of this. But it is this gorgeous, gorgeous oil painting. And then look at the back. I have to show you the back. It's on this really rustic wood. It's already got a little hanging thing. And I know this is an antique because they used, if you can see that, they used staples instead of nails, if this were really an antique. or over 100 years old if they would have used nails. They didn't have staplers, but it's absolutely gorgeous. It is this marina with all of these boats and like a city in the background, and then this man paddle boating in all these boats, and it has a signature. I think it says Ferdinand. Again, this is definitely a replica, but it's so pretty, and I love the texture. And what got me is the colors. Look at all this blue and brown and red. This is perfect for my house, and I cannot wait to add this to my gallery wall around my TV. I'm going to kind of do some rearranging, so that's where I'm going to put that. So I saved the cutest thing for last. There were two of these, and I was umming and ahhing about them, and I knew that I would have definitely picked at least one of them up, if not both of them, on my own. So I convinced my family member to get both of them, and she took one and I took the other. But it is this poof, this big old poof, and it's in this really pretty fabric. It's gorgeous blue. And this was about, let's see, it's good sized. And this is from Loloy. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's from Loloy. That's where my rug is from in my living room. And I just thought that will go so well with like everything in my home. So I have another area that I will put this in our living room when my puppy can be trusted not to shred it to bits. But for now, it's gonna live in my office. But it is so cute. Again, I'll do a cutaway of it here to show you in its full glory. But it was so cute, and this was that was $99. I forgot to tell you the price of a couple other things. So this was for free. This was $20. The poof was $99. The lamp and the thing, this whole thing was $35. The curtains were $45, and the painting was $75. So sounds like a lot, but really it's not that bad. It's only a few $100s for some really, really unique pieces that I'm really going to love styling in my home. This was the gallery wall I was talking about. And so she's got some bunnies. And then this is a little transfer thing I did on the channel. I'll link that video down below as well. And then we've got more flower pictures, and then we have more in her closet that we'll probably add up here at some point. Mommy. This is a very special picture from my great-grandmother. She's got this little flower print, and then there's where we hung the new one. And you see how it just matches perfectly with her walls. That's where she wanted it, and so that's where we put it. And then it definitely fits the vibe, because there is her vanity mirror, and the ovals are the same, and the wood color is the same. So there it is. And I styled the lamp in this corner of my kitchen, and I think I love it there. And let me know what you think of all the other goodies I found down below. And as always, thank you so much for stopping by the mansion, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.